Welcome to Aligned and Alive, where we move beyond the surface and into your deep knowing. I'm Shyane Montgomery, and this is your space to trust your intuition, clear what no longer serves, and rise into your highest self. Your wisdom is already within. You're here to remember. Today, we're talking about something every woman has lived through, but almost no one names out loud. Not the big, dramatic kind of, I sacrificed my whole life to support him to be the good wife, but the quiet kind. The subtle ways that you abandon yourself long before the world ever did. Most of us never learned how to honor ourselves. We didn't wake up one day and decide to betray ourselves. We got so good at abandoning ourselves that it felt normal. It felt responsible. It felt like survival. The strategy that once kept us safe is now keeping you small. Welcome back, love. Take a deep breath right here with me, and let's sink into this moment together. Softly close your eyes unless you're driving. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, inviting all of your energy back in to become present in this moment as we embark in this conversation. Another big deep breath in. And as you exhale, take any movement and shake out any energy that's not yours that you've been holding within your body and let it go. One more nice, big, deep breath and let it go. All right. I am so excited to start this conversation off with you. Today, we're talking about something every woman has lived through, but almost no one names out loud. Self-betrayal. Not the big, dramatic kind of, I sacrificed my whole life to support him to be the good wife. And what am I left with? But the quiet kind. The subtle ways that you abandon yourself long before the world ever did. And I want you to hear this conversation without shame, because it's probably going to come up. But see if you can just enter this conversation with curiosity. This pattern didn't start with you, but it can end with you. So let's walk into it gently and truthfully. Where self-betrayal begins. Here's the truth. Most of us never learned how to honor ourselves. We didn't wake up one day and decide to betray ourselves. It was trained into us. From the time that we were little, we were given messages on repeat. Be a good girl. Don't cry. Don't rock the boat. Don't be too much. You're to be seen, not heard. Make other people comfortable. Give them a hug. We learned that being fully ourselves came with consequences, and pleasing others came with rewards. And so we started to create this pattern and this habit of quieting our voice and making other people happy, all in the name of belonging to someone else. So we traded our needs for that belonging, our truth for approval, and our voice for safety. And eventually, we got so good at abandoning ourselves that it felt normal. It felt responsible. It felt like survival. The strategy that once kept us safe is now keeping you small. All right. So how does this show up in our adult life? I remember specifically this feeling in my body that I knew and I didn't honor it. At 13 years old, I got diagnosed with an autoimmune disease called Graves' disease. It's actually a disease where your body starts to attack the thyroid, the throat chakra, your voice, and your ability to speak truth. Okay. I go to the doctor and they're trying to figure these things out and they put me on medication, and I never really feel super good. Even on the medication, I don't have energy. I can't really live my life the way that I want to live life. At 19, I present in the doctor's office. You got to help me. And he says, Cheyenne, I think it's time that we killed your thyroid with radioactive iodine. He's like, this is the best option that we have for you. I'm following their lead, right? So I'm like, okay, I guess this is what I gotta do, even though in my body, I'm like, there seems like there might be a better way. But I don't say anything because I'm really good at suppressing my inner knowing and my intuition. So I show up at the hospital. I'm sitting in this cold, sterile room by myself. I hear a knock on the door, and a nurse strolls in with this silver cart. And on the cart is this biohazard sticker. She's wearing this particular suit, and every siren in my body is going off. Like, Cheyenne, don't do this. Don't do it. This is not the path for you. She opens the lid on this cart, pulls out a container of radioactive iodine. And what do? I take it. Despite my body screaming, don't do it. And this really isn't about being a victim to the medical industry. It's really about having the knowing, and I didn't follow it. And so today, I'm still trying to learn how to listen to my body and act upon that knowing and deal with a body that doesn't have a thyroid because of that one decision not to speak my truth. Every time I refill my prescription, I am reminded of that little voice of my body telling me, and I didn't listen. And we probably all have experiences like that. Maybe even me sharing my story and you hearing it, you're like, oh yeah, I remember that time that I felt that in my body when my body whispered and I didn't listen. You know, it shows up in simple ways. Laughing along when you feel this sting of disrespect in a conversation. Staying silent to avoid conflict. Ignoring the red flags because you don't want to be a problem or you don't want to be alone. Working past exhaustion because rest feels unproductive. Choosing connection and having someone fill a space rather than truth. Your truth of knowing that that's not what you need. It shows up as the tightness in your chest when you agree to something out of obligation. It shows up in resentment towards people you silently allow to cross your boundaries. It shows up as that heavy, sinking feeling right after you override your intuition. If your body reacted to even one of those things that I just mentioned, stay with me. This is where the shift begins. Why you keep doing it. I want to make something very clear. You are not betraying yourself because you are broken. You are betraying yourself because you are loyal to survival, loyal to the people that you love, loyal to an identity you built to stay safe, and loyal to a version of you who did her best with what she knew. And here's why the pattern sticks. Number one, your nervous system still believes that speaking your truth is dangerous. Your body remembers what your mind has forgotten. And if your early truth was met with rejection or chaos or punishment, your body will shut down before you can ever use your voice. Number two, You've confused peacekeeping with being loved. You were taught that being agreeable meant being lovable. But suppression is not love, it's self-abandonment. And you fear that choosing yourself means losing someone else. So you think that your truth will cost you connection. So you abandon yourself to have someone else. But here's the twist. The abandonment has already happened. It's already happened, but you created it. There comes a moment for each one of us. And sometimes it's quiet, and sometimes it's catastrophic, where the pattern stops working. Your body refuses to tolerate what your mind tries to rationalize. Maybe it's your exhaustion just hits like a brick wall. Maybe it's a relationship that suddenly feels so suffocating you can't stay in it anymore. You can't keep yourself small to fit. Maybe it's a health issue. Maybe it's just a soul whispering or a massive breakdown at the grocery store parking lot. We all meet that moment. The moment that your body says no more. Self-betrayal hits its expiration date. And once you feel that shift, you can't unknow it. This is the part that everyone overcomplicates. Breaking self-betrayal is not about becoming someone else. It's about returning to the part of you that you left behind. Here's the real embodied path. First step is you come back to your body. Not your mind, not your logic, not someone else's opinion. You ask the body, or do I feel heavy and shrinking? Does this expand me, or does this contract me? Am I softening, or am I bracing? Your body will tell you the truth long before your mind approves of it. Number 2, you start with micro truths. You don't have to set a fire to your whole life. Yes, I did that all at once because I had gotten so good at not listening, but you don't have to do that. And I highly recommend you don't do that. I would love for you to know and understand these principles before you get to that point. It starts with the smallest, most honest step possible in the moment. I don't have capacity for that. That doesn't feel right for me. I need a moment to check in. I'm not available for this conversation. Micro truths become macro liberation when you start to honor you. Number 3, when you stop outsourcing your wisdom. Mentors are helpful. Community is supportive. Doctors are wise and supportive, but only when it doesn't go against your inner knowing, what's been placed on your heart and what God is whispering to you, what source is guiding you in. Number 4, repair your relationship with yourself. When you catch yourself betraying, just pause. And instead of punishing and shaming yourself, you just say, I did. That used to be my survival pattern, but I don't do it like that anymore. And once you choose differently one time, just once, we start to rewire a new pattern. Number 5, build a life that supports the real you. This is the long game. This is the long game that we are playing. So the more we can be authentic with who we are and what we need, the relationships that honor your boundaries, work that doesn't require self-sacrifice, friendships where your truth is welcomed and honored, spaces where you don't have to shrink or contort. A woman who stops betraying herself becomes a woman who cannot be shaken. Not because life gets easier, but because she no longer participates in her own abandonment. When we are married with our body, our soul marries the human and we act in that way, we become super powerful creators. So let's just take a moment for a somatic drop-in. And let's just sink into our bodies for a second. Softly close your eyes and take a nice big deep breath in through the nose. And let it all the way out. Allow your jaw to unclench and your belly to loosen. And now bringing your awareness right into the center of your chest or your gut, wherever your truth usually speaks. And ask yourself gently, where am I betraying myself right now? Don't analyze it. Don't fix it. Just listen. Whatever comes up, self-betrayal ends the moment that you realize you are worth the truth. You are worth choosing. It starts with you, and you are worthy of coming home. You do not need permission. You do not need validation. You do not need a consensus. You just need you. If this episode woke something up inside of you, if you know a friend who's ready to choose herself, share it with her. I'm grateful that you're here. I'm proud of your courage. And I will see you in the next episode. Trust your knowing. Take bold, courageous moves. Honor your energy and rise into who you're meant to be. Feel free to carry this alignment into every step, breath, and conversation. If today resonated, send it to a friend, because together we rise.